Thank you so very much. Can we give an applause to our wonderful MC? Today is a very, very special day, a historic day, an exciting day. I want to start by expressing my deep personal gratitude and also on behalf of the 54 African nations that are members of CAF. It's a great honor to welcome all of our guests here today to the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Award 2022. And amongst our very special guests is our brother, His Excellency, the President of Rwanda, President Paul Kagame. Can we please clap hands for him? And of course, our sister Jeanette, the First Lady, is with us. Can we clap hands for her as well? Thank you. And I have to go through the protocol quickly, and including the sponsors and the people who make contributions. So hold on with your applause until I've recognized all of the people, and I'll humbly ask you to applaud them. And we have a very special guest with us today as well. Our other very special guest is the representative of His Majesty, King Mohammed VI. May God assist him, the Moroccan Minister of National Education and Sports, Mr. Chakib Ben Moussa. I think we can clap hands for him. Because clapping hands for him is clapping hands for His Majesty. And a lot of our special guests, for us in African football, it's a historic day as well, because for the first time in the history of football in the world, in the history of FIFA, an elective Congress, when the president of FIFA is chosen, it's taking place for the first time in Africa. And it's taking place because we really have a special brother, a special leader in FIFA, deeply committed to Africa. Our brother and African, can we clap hands for the president of FIFA? He said, I'm going to ask you to clap hands for everyone. President of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, and our wonderful sister who's wearing African outfit today, Lina, Gianni's beautiful wife. And I'm also honored to have the big fan of African football and of course football in the world, Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe, who's with us today. Very good. I also want to recognize the president of his confederation. They are the champions of the world. We have today the president of CONMEBOL, who's with us, our brother Alejandro Dominguez. Can we clap hands for him? He's the president of president of CONMEBOL, and CONMEBOL is the president of the world. We're very proud of your success and of your achievement in Qatar. Very quickly, I see my vice president, the vice presidents of CAF who are here. Thank you so much. The presidents of the 54 nations and the secretary generals of the 54 African nations who are here with us. We are most honored by your presence. We've got our ambassadors and diplomats. Thank you so much. I'm told we've got more than 30 ambassadors who are with us today. Thank you so much. And I see our Minister of Sports and many other ministers. We are honored to have the FIFA Council members here as well. Thank you so much for the FIFA Council members who are here with us. We can clap hands for them. CAF Executive Committee members, the football legends who are here with us as well. And I see our brother there as well. Thank you so much for coming, our brother from Saudi, who's a member of council. Thanks for coming. Now, very quickly, today, as I said, is a very special day. In a humble way, the 54 nations in Africa want to express our gratitude and our appreciation to two outstanding heads of state for their passion, for their commitment, for their support for football in their countries, but also for their support, passion, and commitment for football on the African continent. And this ceremony today is a acknowledgement and a recognition for the significant manner in which they've contributed to the development and growth of African football. We've always said that in order for African football to be globally competitive and self-sustaining, we need the partnerships in every single one of the 54 nations. Every one of the 54 nations constitutes the test for the success and the development of football on the African continent. And that's why the partnerships in every country, in every one of our 54 countries, we want to encourage, motivate, and also, as I said today, inspire all of the other heads of state. Because this recognition by the 54 nations in Africa is also a recognition of the two that have made huge contributions, but it's also to thank the other nations, the other heads of state, the other governments who are making contributions to the partnership that is required to make sure that football in every country grows and succeeds. The working together and the collaboration between the leadership of football in every one of the 54 nations in Africa, the president of football in each of our member associations, the secretary general of each of our member associations, they're working together with the government, with the private sector, is an essential foundation for the growth and success of football on the African continent. I'm now going to humbly request that all of us, we're going to ask you in a minute, but before I proceed and ask you to stand up and clap hands, I just want to formally announce that it's a great honor, President Paul Kagame. It's a great, great honor for us in Africa, for the whole 54 nations on the continent. We recognize your commitment and the good work that you're doing. And the same applies. Give the message to our King, King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. And that's why today we confer these, the CAF President's Outstanding Achievement Awards to our President, President Paul Kagame, as well as to our King, King Mohammed VI. May God assist him. Can we all stand up and clap hands in humility? Let me just thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Usually after I've clapped hands and I've said what we need, I say to the head of state, please give us more money. You are doing such wonderful work, and continue with the excellent work and the substantial contributions that they've made. Now, all of us remember that that Morocco in the World Cup made history. The national team of Morocco was not just playing for the people of Morocco, but they were also playing for every one of the 54 nations in Africa. And their historic performance and their historic success is an encouragement, is a motivation to every one of the nations on the African continent. So we once more want to ask that we, in pride and in recognition of the historic achievements of Morocco, ask you to clap hands to the national team of Morocco, to the players of Morocco, and ask you to pass on the message to His Majesty. Africa has got a proud history of producing some of the best players on the continent, some of the best players who've achieved at the highest level in the world in private in football in Europe and elsewhere. And we remain absolutely confident as football in the continent that this objective that we've set ourselves, it used to be a dream, but Morocco has shown us that we are nearer to realizing the dream than we thought many, many years ago. We have set a clear objective as African football, that one of our main objectives is to make sure that in the near future, a nation from Africa, one of our nations on the African continent, will indeed win and be victorious at the highest level in the world and be champions of the FIFA World Cup. Can we clap hands for that? I always call Gianni when we've got events, and when I hand over the trophies, I want Gianni to get used to handing the trophy to Africans, because that's a good style, it's a good culture. So that when he hands over the World Cup to one of African nations, he says, I saw it coming, because I've been giving trophies over many, many years. So I think these are some of the brief remarks we wanted to make. And as I said, today is a day of celebration. And the key issue for us is to make sure that we use this event to emphasize this partnership to build stadiums, the partnership to build football pitches in every one of the 54 nations, and to use that partnership also in every nation, but from a CAF perspective. We are committed to using football as an important tool to unite Africans and to bring Africans together from different ethnic groups, Africans together from different races, not just people on the continent, as important as that is in the continent, but also to use football to bring people on the continent and outside Africa who belong to different religions, different backgrounds, and through football create a sense of common objective, common future, commitment to uplifting the living conditions and standards of living of all of our people on the continent. The future of African football looks good, it looks bright, it looks great, and the presence of all of us today is a manifestation of the confidence we have in the continued growth, the continued progress, and the success of football on the continent. Thank you so very much. Welcome, and let's continue with the celebration. Thank you much.